Imagine you're living in a world where you produce too much green hydrogen. What will you do with an excess of green hydrogen? Well, one of the options is to store the hydrogen deep underground in large caverns. This can be done at pressures of 80 to 200 bars with a minimum pressure of 1/3 to 1/2 of the maximum pressure, which would be the 200 bars. Here you can store the hydrogen over days, up to weeks and months, similar what is being conducted right now also partially with natural gas. So you can use and utilize the hydrogen to produce green energy also at times where you have a low production of renewable energies. This is direly needed, especially for solar power, for example, where you have a large production of solar power, especially during the summertime. However, in the wintertime, when there is usually less sun available, you will produce less green hydrogen also. And here you can use the stored hydrogen to produce large amounts of energy needed for electricity consumption, but also for heat as well. Might also be that the industry also will have an interest to use that hydrogen as well. There is different options to store the hydrogen underground. You can utilize already existing infrastructure, for example here, an old oil platform that is located in the North Sea. How do you do that? Well, there's different options. Hydrogen, for example, can be stored in salt caverns. Here you first dissolve the salt underground. You then utilize the salt for other chemical processes, and you create large caverns which can be used to store the hydrogen in. Furthermore, you already have a lot of existing depleted gas and oil fields which are out there all over the world, but also, for example, in the North Sea. Here you can use the already existing infrastructure to pump the hydrogen underground and therefore store the hydrogen for a large amount of time. Also, saline aquifers as well as other salt caverns are being looked into right now. One of the projects where we are already looking into storing hydrogen underground, and there's first trials already being conducted, is the project HyStock, which is close to Groningen in the Netherlands. Here already hydrogen is being pumped underground to see and to test what first impact the hydrogen storage underground would be. And they have quite a lot of experience because they have been storing, for example, natural gas for quite a long time underground in the last decennia. So we are quite interested to see what those developers will in future. Well, if you're interested in that kind of content, you can leave a like or a comment and recommend what other type of hydrogen content or general science content you would like to listen and hear about in the future as well.